Hello students, let's do the correction of the work shared with you. The first question that you see here is multiplication. So let's get started. 8 times 3 is 24. 2 moves up. Again, 8 times 3 is 24. 24 plus 2, 26. 2 moves up. 8 9 is 72. 72 plus 4, 74. The 7 goes up here. 8 times 7 is 56. 56 plus 7, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63. 63. So the 6 goes up here. 8 times of 40 and 40 plus 6, 46. Children, how many decimal places do you see here? 2 places. So you put your decimal places after 2 figures. Alright, let's move on to the second question. That is your division. Okay. Alright, the first, just see the divisor is 9 and your dividend is 64.39. So I'm going to take 2 figures here. 9 times 7, 63, and you're left with 1. But you can see a decimal point. Before you bring the 3 here, before you bring the 3 down, you put your decimal point first up, shift this decimal point up, bring the 3 here. 9 times 1 causes 9. 9 2s are 18. So let's write down 9 ones are 9. What are you left with? 10, 11, 12, 13, 4. Bring the 9 here. 9 5 are 45. 9 6 are 54. So I'll take 9 5 are 45. So the remainder will be 4. This is going to be your remainder. Let's move on to the next question, addition of decimals. 8 plus 7 is 15. 1 moves up. And 7 plus 1 is 8. 8 plus 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. 1 goes up here. 6 plus 5, 11. 11 plus 1 is 12. 1 moves up here. 5 plus 4, 9. And 9 plus 1 is 10. 10.234 is your answer. Moving up to the next question now. This is your subtraction. Alright. 9 minus 3 gives you 6. Now, 0 minus 6, impossible. You can't minus 6 from a 0. So what do you do here? We'll ask our neighbors to give us a 1. They don't have any, so they will move on to the next figure and ask for a figure 1. When this 6 gives a number to 1, the 0, 6 becomes 5. This has become 10. Now it is going to give a number to the neighbor, and this will become 9. 10 minus 6 gives you 4. 9 minus 4 gives you 5. And 5 minus 3 is giving you 2. So the answer is 2.546. Alright, moving ahead with question number 2. Convert the following times into 24-hour clock times. Alright, 6:30 p.m. p.m. is evening, right? So when the clock moves to noon, 12 o'clock, noon, it then turns into p.m. Okay? 12 hours of your daytime is over. So the minute you come to 12:01, it becomes your p.m. So it's 6:30 p.m. in the evening time. So whenever you come across a question where you see p.m., What do? You will add up 12 to the 6. 12 plus 6 is giving you 18. 30 remains as it is, 1830. But when you see AM, you need not to add up 12. Okay, it's the beginning of the day, and it's going to be 0, 4, 4, 0. When you see AM, you just have to bring this 440 here and add up a 0 before this. Alright, this is to give you an idea so that you may not get confused. Alright, now moving on to the third question here. 9:45. Again, it's the beginning of the day, it's the morning time, and you're going to write down a 0, 9, 4, 5. Why? Because AM. So when you see AM, you will just add up a 0 in front of it. Okay, children? Hope you understand this. Now, let's move ahead. The last question, it's showing us PM. The minute you see PM, what do you do with this figure? Add up a 12, because it's the noon. It has crossed the noon time. 12 hours are already over. So 13 and 14. It means add up 12 to 2. It gives you 14:37. All right. Let's move ahead with descending order. You must have got descending order. Alright, have a look at the question here. We can see these figures here. Always remember, first compare your whole numbers. 325, 352, 352. Descending means from the biggest to the smallest. Okay, descending means from the biggest to the smallest. So you will choose the biggest whole number. 325, 352, 352. Of course, 325 is the least, the smallest of all. So you will just, for now, you'll ignore this, and you will just focus on the two alike whole numbers. Let's have a look at the 10th place. You have 0 here and you have 9. The biggest of all is 352.9. Then comes, of course, this whole number, 352.08, and the smallest of all, the whole number is 325.87. Let's move ahead with this question here. Let's compare the whole numbers. 414, 404, 414. And descending means from biggest to the smallest. So the biggest whole number that I see are these two. Okay, but amongst the two, we have 10th 2 and we have 9th as 2, your 10th. So this is the biggest of all. So you're going to write down 414.91, comma 414.23, and the last is 404.91. All right. So this is how we do the descending order. All right. Arrange in ascending order. Ascending means smallest to biggest. So let's pick the smallest number here. 36, 24, 36 and 49. I can just see the smallest figure is 24.12. Now let's move on to the three figures now. 36 and 36 are alike. Which number do you think is the same? I mean the smallest amongst the two? 36.02 and 36.2, 49.87. Children, luckily the question that you see here has got the ascending order done for you. Alright, this was just to play with your brains that you might get confused and put the wrong figures there. So it's already done in an ascending form. The smallest, then the bigger one, then the biggest, and then we go to the last. That's the biggest of all. Greatest number. Circle the greatest number. Now all the 4s are alike, the whole numbers are all the same. Let's compare the 10th. 2, 9 and 6. The greatest of all is this one. Okay, let's move ahead with the next question here. The next question is circle the smallest number. 98.9. All the 98s, all the whole numbers are the same. Let's first compare the whole numbers. They are the same. The smallest 10th that you see here is 9, 2 or 0. This is the smallest, so we're going to circle this one. Alright, let's move ahead with the 6th question, the 6th part. Alright, represent the following as decimal. Simple. Do we have any whole number here? There is no whole number on the side, so we will just going to write 0 point. How many zeros do you see here? It's standing on 1,000, right? 3 zeros. So how many places? 3 places. Where do you think the 3 should stand on the 1,000th place? Right? Because 3 upon 1,000, it stands on the 1,000. So 3 is standing on the 1,000th place. This is the 10th and 100th, which does not have any figure. It's just a simple 0. Moving on to the second question here. Is there any whole number on the side? No. So we would write 0.14. 2 zeros and 2 digits here. Okay. Moving on to the next part. That is, which is smaller? The smaller figure is this. Okay. Compare your tens. Okay. Which is bigger? The biggest, bigger. Compare the two. Amongst the two, both the whole numbers are the same. The bigger one is this. Why? Because when you compare the tenths, you can see the difference there. Alright, now the 9th part. Express each fraction as a decimal. How do you convert this as a decimal? Children, you have all done your 10th, 100th and 1000th. You have learnt this in your decimals chapter. 10th, 100th and 1000th. So if you see a denominator with 50 and it needs to be converted either to a 10th or a 100th or maybe 1,000. So let's choose the smallest, the easiest number, that is 100. 50 times 2 is giving you 100, so it gives you 100 here. And it's an equivalent fraction here. Bring the 2 here. 23 times 2 is 46. So when you write this as a fraction, you will get 46 upon 100. Now it is easier for you to write the answer in decimal, and so it's going to be a 0.46. Why? Because there is no whole number on the side, so we put a 0. 4 is in the 10th place and 6 is in the 100th place. Let's move ahead with question B. And question B is, again we have a denominator 20. 20 multiplied by what should I write down to make it 100? Of course, everybody knows that. By now you're all smart at your decimals, huh? So 25s are 100. So you're going to write down 100, 5 here. 14 5s are, by 4s are 20. 2 goes up here, 5 is a 5, it's 70 upon 100. It's now easier for you to write down the decimal. No whole number, 0, then 0.70 is going to be your answer. Now we move on to the last question of this question 9. 25 times what is giving you 100? 25 times 4 gives you 100. So the same 4 goes up here. 9 times 4, 36 upon 100. So how do you write this as a decimal? 0.36 is going to be your answer. Alright, interesting question here for you. What is the decimal for? Question that you just read, you have to be very smart at. This is actually a place value, right? First you put your point here, write down ones here, right? You can write down tens also here. You don't see any hundred, so just forget that. Then we have tenth, hundredth, and thousandth. You've already learned this, right? So is there any ones here? Yes, I can see ones here. 8 comes here. 3 tens, 3 comes over here. Do we have any tenths here? Yeah, we do see a tenth there. 9 tenths. Is there any hundredth around? No, there's no hundredth. So just put a 0, and 1,000 is already there. 4,000. So 38.904. Okay, it's very simple. Again, you can put a decimal point. Ones, tens. Tenth. Do you see any hundredth around? No. So let's see tens. Tens is going to stand under tens. Since there is no one, so put a 0 there. 9 tenths is going to come here. 9 tenths. Alright, 80.9 is your answer. Now students, I have a very simple question on LCM. Finding out the LCM, the prime factorization method. Always remember, I have been teaching you, I've been telling you in class that always remember the prime numbers. So I just make a bubble here for you to know that these numbers need to be used in finding out the LCM. 2, 3, 5, 7 and 11. These are the prime numbers that will be used here. So let's pick the smallest prime number here, that is 2. 2 comes over here. 2 sevens are 14. 21 does not come in 2 times table, just drag it down. I will now move on to the next prime number, that is 3. Because I can see 21 there in your 3 times table, so I will write down 3 here. 7 does not come in this 3 times table, so just drag this 7 down, put a comma. 3 times 7 is 21. Now we have 7, of course we don't have any 5, so we move to 7. 7 ones is 7, 7 ones is 7. Let's find the prime number out. 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 7. I forgot to write LCM equals 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 7. 2 3s are 6 and 6 7s are 42. Again, I would like to remind all of you to learn your tables very well. Children, if you are not smart at tables, then there will be many mistakes in your answers. So when I was just multiplying the figures, it just recalled me of you guys learning your tables well. Okay, just 2 to the 6 and 6 sevens are 42. Remember this. Moving on to the next part. Again, I'm going to use 2 times table here because I can see 6 and 4 here. These are even numbers. Okay, 2 8s are 16, comma 2 12s are 24. Again, 2 4s are 8, 2 6s are 12, 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6, 2 1s are 2. Bring this 3 down and then bring this 1, 3 1s are 3. LCM equals 2. How many 2's do you see here? 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 and then multiplied by 3. 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 2s are 16 and 16 3s are 16 3s are. Now if in case you feel that 16 3s is difficult for you to do, just do it this way. 3 6 are 18, 16 3s are 8, 3 6 are 18, 3 1s are 3 and 1 4, 48. So the LCM is 48. Understood that? Alright, moving on to the next part. Alright, students, we have a question on addition of fractions. Very, very, very simple. What have you to do here? Let me fix this up. Since we have two different denominators, so we're going to find out the LCM. Okay? How do we find out the LCM? Let me draw a neat line here. I've been using the word ladder, if you remember. I'll make a ladder like thing, and you see my first five numbers are prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7 and 11. I can see 10 here, so I will use 2. 5. I'll drag it down to 5s are 10, 5 ones are 5, 5 ones are 5. So LCM equals to 2 multiplied by 5 is giving us 10. Understood that? Alright. We have two whole numbers here, 4 and 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. And since we have the LCM as 10, so we're going to write down 6 here. 5 times 2 is giving us 10. Why? Because we have to have a 10 here. So here. So because our LCM is 10, so we have to make this 5 a 10. 5 2s are 10. 2 moves up here. This 2 moves up. 2 2s are 4. What is the sign, children? Plus sign. 10 ones is giving us 10. 10 ones are 10. The same one goes up here. 6 ones are 6. Okay? So 5 2s are 10. 2 2s are 4. 10 ones are 10. 6 ones are 6. I was just checking it, children, just to make myself if I'm going correct. 6 whole 10 upon 10. Now we have both the 10s coming in our 10 times table. They can be reduced to the simplest form. 10 ones are 10 and 10 ones are 10. 6 whole 1 upon 1 means what, children? 1 upon 1 is equal to a whole number 1. So we have already a 6 here, and we have another whole number. So add up the 2 and you get 7 as the answer. Now we have another question for you. We have to find out the LCM. Let's make a neat line. Children, make sure to show each and every part, the working has to be there. I'm again reminding you, less working and then you won't get the marks. So always remember to show complete working, or else you will lose your marks there. Okay? So 9 and a comma and 5. Remember your prime numbers 2, 3, 5, 7 and 11. So I'm going to start 2. No, 2 won't be there. 9 and 5 are not there in your 2 times table. So I will take 3 now. 3 3s are 9. I'll drag the 5. Again I have 3 left. 3 1s are 3. And I'll bring the 5 down. And then I will be left with nothing but just 1s here. So my LCM would be 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5. Okay? 3 3s are 9. And 9 5s are 45. So what is our LCM? 45. So what will I do here, children? I'm going to put the equal sign. I will just focus on the whole numbers first. What do you see here? There's a minus sign here. 8 minus 4 is giving you 4. Okay? And we have 45 as the LCM. I write down 4 below the line. 9 times what gives you 45? 9 5s are 45. So the 5 goes up here. 6 5s are 30. There's a minus sign. 5 times what gives you 45? 5 times 9 gives you 45. Multiply this by 9. 2 9s are 18. Simple. 4 whole 30 minus 18. Children, if you are not sure to minus correctly, it is better to just show the working here. Be careful. Okay? Always be on a safer side. 0 minus 8 is not possible. We will borrow a number. 10 minus 8 gives you 2. 2 minus 1 gives you 1. So 12 upon 45. Okay, 2 does not, 2 can be there, it can be reduced by 2, but 45 isn't there in 2 times table. Do you think 5 is an even number? No. When there is no even number, then we will move on and try with 3 times table. In 3 times table, children, always make sure to add up the numbers. This is the trick to know if these two numbers can be cancelled by 3 times table. 1 plus 2 gives you 3, and 4 plus 5 gives you 9. 3 and 9. 3 and 9 are there in our 3 times table. It means both these numbers are there in 3 times table. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 ones are 3 and 3 5s are 15. 3 15s are 45. So your answer will be 4 whole 4 upon 15. Alright, let's move ahead with another question. Find the area of the rectangle. First of all, what will you write? The formula. What is the formula to find out the area? Area equals length multiplied by breadth. So you can make your 5 as your length and 8 as your breadth. Okay, 5 times 8 is giving you 40. 40 centimeter square is going to be your answer. Children, I have noticed many of you are not used to write the unit, which is so important. You don't write this and your marks will be deducted. So this is, I'm again telling you, be very careful with your working. Now, moving on to the perimeter. Find the perimeter of the rectangle. To find out the perimeter of a rectangle, we have to be careful with the formula again. Perimeter is equal to length plus breadth plus length plus breadth. Let's make length this and breadth can be this. It is up to you. You can change it. Okay. So you add up 14 plus 15 is, 4 plus 15 is 19. And again, if you add up 4 plus 15 is 19. So 19 plus 19, 38. If you still are not sure, what you will do is to add up the 19 here in the corner, and then you will get the answer. You have to be very, very vigilant, very careful while you're writing the answer. Okay, the answer should come in unit, so it's just a simple centimeter. Okay, centimeter. Please write the unit. When you're doing your work, you have to show your units very, very carefully. Alright, moving ahead with the next question. Alright, students, here we have a question. Find the size of the unknown marked angles in each figure. You have a very good idea, a very fair idea, that whenever you see a rectangle or a square, all the corners are 90 degrees. I have just to show you a protractor here, and you can just see there's a 90 degree angle here. There's a 90 degree angle here. And if you put your protractor this way, you still see a 90 coming here. All of the sides, be it any side, you will always see a 90 degree. All the corners are 90 degrees. Now over here, they have divided this 90 degree into 2 parts. One of the angle is 42 degrees. Although this is a 90 degree angle, but they have just made a parting in the middle and they have given it 42 degrees. What do you think the other side should be? It's a simple question, children. If it is a 90-degree angle, always remember when you come across a question, minus it with 90 degrees. Because why do we minus it with 90 degrees? Because our angle, where we have made so many lines, it is a 90-degree angle, and we have divided into two parts. It says 42 degrees is this side. So what do you think angle QRS equals to? So you're just going to minus 42 degrees from it. 0 minus 2 not possible, so you're going to take 1 here. This becomes 8. 10 minus 2, 8. 4 minus 8 minus 4, 4. 48 degrees. 48 degrees is your answer. Just to do the checking, if you think you are either going wrong or right, you take this 42 and also take 48. And when you add this up, you should get a 90 degree, and yes, you will of course. Okay, so here, this was a very simple question that you have done in this paper. Right, now we have another figure here. It's again a rectangle, and we all know that the corners are 90 degrees here. They have given us 12 degrees, 38 degrees, and this is an unknown angle. What is the unknown angle? Q, N, and R. So what I have you to do here, we will add up 38 and also 12, because these are the figures given there. Add this up. 8 plus 2 is giving us 10. 3 plus 1, 4, and 4 plus 1, 5. 50 degrees. It means both these angles, when you add them together, it is 50 degrees. Now we have to again minus it from 90 degree. 90 minus 50 gives us 40. So 40 basically is your answer. 40 degrees is your answer. Let's check the answer. Let's add up 38, 40, and 12, and I'm sure you should get a 90. 8 plus 2 is 10. 3 plus 1, 4. 4 plus 4, 8, and 1, 90. So this is how we check the work. Alright? Okay, let's move ahead with more questions. Alright, a word problem for you children. Alina drove 7/9 of a mile on Monday and 3/6 of a mile on Tuesday. How much had she traveled on both days? Now she traveled 3/6. It means when they have asked you how much did she travel in both days, I mean, had she traveled in both days means that you need to put these numbers together. Since it's a fraction here, so you're going to do the addition of fractions. It is a very, very simple word problem here. So what have I to do here? It's 9 and 6, two different denominators. Okay, when you come across two different denominators, what have you to do here? Find the LCM of 9 and 6. So first I'm going to write down the data. What is the data? Alina drove 7/9 mile on Monday. She drove 3/6 miles on Tuesday. Again, this is going to be your data. And how do you show your working? 7/9 plus 3/6. We have two different denominators, so we have to find their LCM. LCM of 9 and LCM of 6. Let's start from 2, drag the 9 down, and 2 3s are 6. Now let's take 3. 3 3s are 9. 3 1s are 3. Again 3 1s are 3, and bring the 1 down. So the LCM will be equal to 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3. 2 3s are 6, 6 3s are 18. 18 is our LCM. So I'm going to write down my working here. I'll do that working here. 9 what's are 18? 9 2s are 18. So 7 2s are, this will be your 14 then. Add here. 6 3s are 18, so 3 3s are 9. Add this up together. 10, 11, 12, 13. 1 goes up. 1 plus 1, 2. 23 upon 18 is the answer. But children, do you agree with me that the 23 upon 18 should be your answer? No. 23 is a bigger number standing on a smaller denominator. It is an improper fraction. So when you're given an improper fraction, what I have you to do? You will divide it. Yes. So since I don't have the space, so I'm going to do my working here right on top of this. 23 will become my dividend. 18 is my divisor. 18 ones are 18 and 18 twos is 36. So of course I will take 18 ones are 18. So I'm going to just cut this and make it 13. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 5. So the answer will be 18 ones are 18 plus 5 gives us the answer. How do you write the answer statement, children? How much did she travel on both days? So you will write like this. She traveled 1 whole 5 upon 18 miles on both the days. Okay, I'll show you my answer statement. Hope you can all see. Can you see the working, children? The data, the working, and the answer. This is so important. Data, I have marked it for you. Working is the most important part. Can you see this? Data, working, and then comes the answer statement. Children, you need to be very, very careful when you will be giving your answers. Okay? Now let's move ahead with the next word problem. Alright, students, the second word problem here. Sue's tinsel garland is 5 upon 6 of a foot long. Glenn's is 4 upon 6 of a foot. By how many feet is Sue's garland longer than Glenn's? Now this question is a very simple one. You are asked to compare the two tinsel garland. Tinsel garland is normally those glittery, garlands that are hung in birthday parties and Christmas. So the two of them. Sue's is 5 upon 6, whereas Glenn's is 4 upon 6. Now you need to compare the two. Okay. Now you can see both the denominators are the same. How do you know the operation? Which operation? Operation means, is it a plus sum, minus sum, division, multiplication, what? How do you know this? By how many feet is Sue's garland longer than? Whenever you see the word then it means comparing the two. When you compare something, what are we going to do? We simply subtract it. For example, if you're 10 years old and your younger brother is 7 years old, okay, so the comparison between the two is what's the difference of the age. Then is going to be used here. By how much years are you bigger than your younger sister or your brother? So 7 and 10 minus 7 gives you 3. So over here also we have the two tinsel garland. One is 5 upon 6 and the other one is 4 upon 6. Children, since the denominators are the same, first I'm going to put the lines, the division signs, the lines here. Put the minus sign here, 6 below, 6 below. Which one do you think is bigger, 5 or 4? 5. I will first write 5 since we are doing subtraction. Bigger number should always come up first and then 4. 5 minus 4 is giving us 1 upon 6. So children, what do you have to do first? We are going to first write down I'm already done the working, children, but you are supposed to be showing your data. Okay, so this is your data. Sue's garland is 5 upon 6 foot. Glenn's garland is 4 upon 6 foot. Now when they asked you something longer than, it means comparing the two. When you compare the two, we always subtract it. Okay, so when you subtract it, you've got 1 upon 6. This is your data, which is important. This is the working, which is also very important. Then comes the answer statement, the most important part. By how many feet is Sue's garland longer than Glenn's? Sue's garland is 1 upon 6 feet longer than Glenn. Alright, now you have to be very smart when you come across the what problem. I will show you, give you an idea how it has to be done. My data, my working, my answer statement is here for you to understand how the question needs to be done in the exam. Okay, this is your answer statement. Okay, if you have feet, if you have meters, if you have kgs, it needs to be mentioned the way I have mentioned feet here. And just have a look at the working. It was so simple, and data is here. So be careful when you come across a word problem. If it says anything about subtraction, addition, you use your common sense there to understand whether to minus or whether to plus. Okay, so let's move on to the last part, your mental maths. Alright students, the last part is your mental maths. Have a look at the answers here. The first answer is 1.3. How many 2's can you fit in 108? Just simply divide it and you get the answer 54. How many 5's can you fit in 550? Again 550 divided by 5 gives you the answer. Express 52 tenths as a decimal, 5.2. Which fraction is smaller? You know how to find out the smaller fractions. Just cross the numbers, multiply them, and you know the smaller number. This is how you get the answer. How many hours in 10 days? So it means 24 hours in one day. So 10 such days will be 240. Now I was just waiting for this question to for you to understand. Okay, 3.8 multiplied by 10. You don't have to multiply by doing working. Just simply just see a 0 here, which is just a single one, and there's a decimal point here. The decimal point will jump only one place and come forward here. Answer will be 38. Either you write 38, or if you want to write 38 because your decimal point shifted here, 0. Both the answers are the same. Okay, how much time is quarter of an hour? An hour has 60 minutes. So if you divide 60 by 4, because a quarter is 4 parts, right? So you get 15 here. 60 divided by 4 gives you 15 minutes. How many fourths make up a whole number? 4/4. You have a pizza, a whole pizza divided into 4 parts. So how many parts did you divide it into? 4. So 4/4 make up a whole number. How many tenths and 4 wholes? 10 tenths can make a whole. So 4 wholes can have 40 tenths there. 0.3 more than 0.6 more means to add this. So add this 0.3 to this, you get this answer 0.9. Half of half is the same as. Again, I always love pizza, so I love to give an example of a pizza. A pizza is given to you, a half a pizza, okay? Half of the pizza is given to you, but your mother is asking you to share that half pizza with your friend. Half of half. What happens here? It's a quarter, isn't it? If you make half and then again divide that half into another half, it makes it a quarter. Let's have a look. This is half the pizza, okay? But when your mother is asking you to share half of the half, it means a quarter. This is 1/4 and this is 1/4. 1/4 and 1/4 makes it a half, isn't it? So answer is a quarter here. Then we have the product of 2 or more numbers is a dash for each other. It is a factor. The product of 2 or more numbers is a factor for each other, not divisor, not multiple. Okay? Sum of 3 right angles equals to, if I ask you 2 right angles, you will add 2 right angles, 90 plus 90. If I've asked you to add only 3 right angles, you will add up 3 90s. If I had asked you to add up sum of 4 right angles, then you will make it 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 90 4 times. So it depends. If it says 3, so you will add up right. How much is the right angle? 90 degrees. So how many times did I add this up? Since they have asked us to add it 3 times, so 3 times. So add this up and you get 270. Shorter hand of the clock is, what is the shorter hand of the clock called, children? A minute hand. I hope you can all see this. Wait. Now can you see? It's a bit darker here. Anyways, it's right now it's early morning. I don't have any idea what time is it right now, but it's just the beginning of the new day, and I can hear the azan, Fajr azan right now. Children, just practice a little more, learn your tables, and I'm sure you will all achieve good grades. So bye for now and have a good day and best of luck to you all.